quick video today, and it's not models, it's not jet engines, it's USB ports, multi-way ports, 4-way ports for USB now. I've been setting up some computer gear because of some of the work I'm doing, and I needed a multi-port USB hub. So I went down to the local Chinese cheap shop and I bought one of these. Look at this, see that? 4 ports with a little lead. It even has provision for external power there. You can plug in an external power supply and so it becomes powered, so you don't have to drain, you're not limited by the amount of current that the computer can deliver, which is great because I want to set up a little thing with some programmers and all sorts of stuff on it. So I thought, yeah, this will be good. I went down, and hugely expensive. I chose the most expensive one they had. It was $6. I don't know if the camera will focus on this. $6 for this. It came in this lovely bubble packaging thing here, and it says it's high speed, and it says on the back that it's charge and sync your iPod Shuffle, fully compliant with USB. Our newest hub provides 4 downstream ports, blah 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 blah. One thing I didn't notice on this, oh yeah, here we go. No, there's no branding, no brand. It doesn't have a manufacturer's name at all. It's just quite generic, and that's a bit of a worry, really, isn't it? So I thought, what could possibly go wrong? I mean, for $6, it's got to be good. And so I brought it home. And normally when I get these things, these cheap Chinese things, I take them apart. I have a quick look inside just to make sure, but I thought, for $6, I can't be bothered. I'm in a hurry. Plugged it into my computer, and the computer said, whoa, slow down there. There's a short circuit on the 5-volt power supply. So I thought, maybe I will have a look. And here's what I found. So here is the device, and I've actually already taken the screws out because I've had a look at this before. So when I opened it up, this is what I got to see. Here we go. Now this is fairly standard kind of electronics these days. This is a chip on board, little chip under that piece of black gunk, does all the electronics. They don't even have a separate package for it. It's just bonded to the board, and then they put some goop over it to stop it getting damaged. But I noticed that it's got quite a bit of porosity. There's some little holes in that goop, and it looks like it was the last of the run, or they had air bubbles in it or something. Not a good sign. But it's a whole lot worse down this end. This is just absolutely terrible. Look, the reason it had a short circuit was that these wires here have been stripped back way too much. See if I can get a bit of a focus on this closer up on the camera. These wires have been way too far stripped so that the actual insulation comes back well beyond the solder point, and the wires were crossed over and shorting out. So they were actually, that's why the 5-volt supply was all shorted, because the wires were all twisted together and shorting out, and the soldering looks like it's been done with a rusty nail. It's terrible soldering. But wait, it gets worse. Look along here, you'll see they've been, it's such a cheap thing, they decided to skimp on solder all around. This side of the USB connectors are soldered. This side, they didn't even bother soldering it. These particular bits here have not been soldered at all. Where am I? I'm going to try and find this on the camera. Here we go. These ones here, not soldered at all. There's no solder on those. They're completely free of any solder. So it's a bit rough. And wait, here's the really good bit. Here are the wires that go off to this switch. Now if you look closely, you'll see that they've actually been completely munted here. The screw that goes through here to hold the case together has actually gone through both of the wires and shorted them together on that switch. And speaking of other bits and pieces that are wrong, here's the little micro power connector, little barrel connector here for the power, and there's a big slither of solder out the side of it here, if I can get the lighting right. Big slither of solder there, which has been, I don't know, they've just used too much heat or too much solder and it's poked out the side. I can actually probably pull it off. I left it on there so you could see it, but I mean, look, here you can see down the side here, look at this. It's absolutely atrocious. They've had children here soldering with blow torches by the look of it. It's probably damaged that connector. Oh, it's terrible. It is the worst piece of junk I've ever seen in all my time dealing with rubbishy Chinese stuff. I mean, some Chinese stuff's pretty good, but this is so bad. Even if we look at the USB connectors themselves, the inserts here are on an angle, probably because this has been soldered all wrong. I mean, this is just absolutely shambolic. What a piece of rubbish. Now I thought, should I take it back and get a replacement? I thought, no, if this is indicative of the quality of these things, a replacement would probably be just as bad, if not worse. So I might just keep it as a trophy to the lack of quality control and the really bad workmanship you can get on bottom end Chinese products. But remember, here's the price again, a massive $6. It was worth $6 just for the fun I had and laughing that I enjoyed when I pulled this thing apart. What a joke. So if you see one of these, they don't have any branding on them. I don't know, you may recognize them, I don't know, but yeah, nothing inside, nothing outside, nothing on the label. It just says what does it say, 480 megabits per second and USB connection sort of label there. Nah, rubbish, utter rubbish. But just so you don't think I'm racking on them, being unfair on the Chinese, they do make some really good stuff, because I got this the other day. Got it for the old Sheila, for the missus. Little media player, look at that. $31, 8 gigabytes of memory. It does video, audio. It's got a few games on it, which is pretty crap. But it's for $30, including shipping. That's pretty damn good. I'm impressed. And the quality, the build quality seems good. It's quite stiff. It seems to work. Yeah, touchscreen. Happy. Some of the Chinese stuff is really good. Some of it, however, not so good. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.
Enemies getting this siege tower pushed up to the walls now. We've got some of our musket.
Mi-ai băut din cafea?
Nimic nu e gratis.
eToro oferă 100% acțiuni, 0% comisioane. Înregistrează-te și investește în